Bonjour à toutes et à tous. Bonjour et bienvenue à
Good
ce nouvel
afternoon,
épisode
everyone.
en ligne de
Welcome
FPE
to
cette
our
fois-ci
new episode. So,
avec
today, in this series of WAVES seminars, I will have the pleasure to welcome the National Employment Service from Tunisia, the ANETI, and we have the entire team with us. We will have a few words of introduction from their General Director. I will give them the floor in a minute, but before that, just a few things. This webinar will take place in French. You will have the interpretation available into English or Spanish. So please select your language by clicking on the globe icon below your screen. And for any question you might have, do not hesitate to ask them in the chat. And don't worry, the cameras and the microphones are off. We will manage the chat so we can answer any question. And if there is any pending question at the end, we will collect the questions and we will provide you the answers in the written format after this webinar. Today, we have the honor to have the DJ of Anity. We have also the Vice Director, Mr. Abishu. We will also have Mrs. Imen Gelala, Mrs. Tabet, Mr. Benabda, and Mrs. Bentayev. I apologize if my pronunciation wasn't perfect when it comes to your names. So, you can see here all the panelists, and hopefully they'll be able to answer all of your questions and interrogations, and hopefully they'll also trigger your curiosity when it comes to Anity in Tunisia. Mr. Damen, you have the floor. Thank you, Amandine. The honor is ours. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this session about the PES. I would like to upload all the efforts done by WAPES. They are supporting us. They've been supporting us for decades in our functions when it comes to the employment sector, as you are aware of it. Um, Climate challenges, generational issues, geopolitical tension, economical transformation, all of this is quickly disturbing and changing society. So young people are facing issues such as loss of employment, poverty, issues with the different phases, and migration, be it illegal or not, and other constraints. In this context, the public services of employment were representing and the National Agency for Employment in Tunisia is acting as a, a barrier against exclusion, and we can be a catalyst for social cohesion. The public services for employment has to be renewed to provide innovating solutions that can be integrated and inclusive. So this partnership is really showing a strategic importance when it comes to sharing expertise and good practices to provide innovation in the sector of employment to tackle poverty and unemployment. So this collaboration enables us to strengthen our institutional capacities thanks to the different activities we took part in to improve the services for the job seekers and for uh, the companies to have a better adaptation when the employment market is changing. This is a strategic approach in order to valorize and to showcase the services offered by this institution. So this presentation will show you what we have developed locally, but it can also an opportunity to make the most of the experiences of others when it comes to the public services for employment, to create synergies and to inspire approaches that can be transferred to other sectors. We are very pleased to introduce the ANITI to you and to share this opportunity of learning. The Aneti is a story that started more than 50 years ago, and it is the result of relentless effort of its members. I would like to applaud their work, their commitment. Currently, with the 2030 vision, the Aneti is currently working in its modernization, and it has started to tackle this challenge to have a brand new image with a more qualitative approach to be a, um, to be closer to the job seekers and the companies. I'd like to thank my colleagues who are supporting me and who will introduce you our different projects in details. I wish you all a very good webinar with a fruitful conversation for our young people, our companies, our job seekers, and our respective countries. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Damen. Thank you for your introduction. I'll now give the floor to Mr. Abishu, the Vice Director, and he will tell us more about the global vision of ANITI. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I hope you can hear me. All good. Go ahead. Thank you very much. Welcome to this session. Good afternoon, dear participants. We're very pleased to be among you today. It's an honor for Aneti to share our knowledge with you, our experience, our ideas, in order to advance our common mission. We hope that this session will be fruitful, and we hope that we'll have productive conversations. So, just a few words about the NET of tomorrow, the NET 2030. It aims to tackle unemployment. So, we are currently under a modernization and innovation phase. Thanks to the implementation of a strategy based on a plan that will enable NET to become a model when it comes to public administration. So this strategy was created thanks to the support of different partners, namely the European Union and the World Bank, after a tour and site visits in all the regions of Tunisia. So we were able to take stock of things to improve. This strategy is based around two important pillars. So an entrepreneurship space model and a model for the employment agency. So I'll share a presentation with you to really show you our vision, the NET Vision 2030. Mr. Abishu, we have the presentation already online. I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm not sure if it's the last one. Can I share my one? Yes, go ahead. Can you see my screen? Yes, perfect. So, welcome everyone for this presentation of the Anity Vision for 2030. As I was saying, this vision has been planned and prepared thanks to a common collaboration with the staff, our managers, and the partners, namely the World Bank and the EU. So we started from a vision where we had a lack of stability and a tricky economical environment and social environment. The employment market is undergoing transformation. We see new skills that are needed. We had uh, issues with a lot of bureaucracy. Gen Z, with its specificity, we really need to follow this generation because this is a generation very much online. We've also noticed that there was some HR policy lacking and lack of efficiency when it comes to matching um, that's why we decided to start this Vision 2030 based on four pillars: quality, digitalization, communication, and the know-how. So we can really um, scale up the stuff within Anity. I will share the summary of this presentation about the vision, the different phases of the project, and different axes, the services that are being developed for every phase, and the result, because we've decided to organize a pilot phase beforehand, before generalizing the project. So this program was implemented with the support of the EU and thanks to the World Bank with the program Go for Youth and its components aiming to improve um, employment in Tunisia. Thanks to our partners, we were able to organize studies to study the labor market in Tunisia. The employment represents 16%, and about 35% of companies declared that insufficiently skilled workforce was a major constraint to their activities. So we decided to launch this Vision 2030 with all our partners. This vision was started with studies. We have defined the different issues facing that the job seekers are facing. We studied the intermediation and the definition of job offers from the companies to really explain all the characteristics of these uh, job offers in relation to the job seeker skills. Then we had the pilot phase. We had six pilots, and we are now at the generalization of the pilot phase. This vision is focused on four areas. So the overhaul of services for job seekers, the development of business services, digital transformation, and the assistance. All of that supported by the development of references when it comes to skills, HR, and communication around all this process. When it comes to the overhaul of services for job seekers, the World Bank provided a special expert service for profiling. So the McKinsey company that are specialized in matching, and they help us create guides or handbooks for a different segment, namely the MS2 one and and tools such as Skillcraft, so a software for cross-disciplinary skills for job seekers and counselors. This software should be installed by the 1st of September. They have also worked on um, a specialized plan. We've also worked with Ernest and Young for the development of business services. They supported us in the way we are managing contact with companies by installing a CRM to track the different companies and to ensure we are providing support to the ones who need the most. They have developed a scrapping tool specialized in job offers, and they can provide our counselor an idea of the job markets, the different vacancies, and the sectors that requires the most staff. When it comes to supply management, they also supported us in that aspect. Now, for the digital transformation, we had activities, namely for matching systems to match the job offers with the demand. So we've acquired a software that is being used by several PES, namely France Travail, so in France and in Germany and also in the Middle East. So this project enabled us to much better um, the job offers and demand for to support the job seekers further. So that was for this is for the job seekers. We have defined a strategy for the services offered to job seekers. We try to improve the tools for segmentation, profiling, and internship to ensure adequate services to job seekers. We've also developed advisor skills for the counselors. They were properly trained, and we also developed a change management strategy for job seekers services to really support our offices. This new support approach w- has been finalized, and we have diagnosed 5 segments or identified 5 segments. So every job seeker can now subscribe online, be profiled online using AI. And thanks to a questionnaire, the job seeker can be identified and then allocated to one of the segments. So we can see the 5 segments on the screen now. The heaviest for, and it is the second one. We have worked with the McKinsey agency to really define the needs of the customers and to provide the counselor a toolbox so they can manage these job seekers and to improve their employability. So for the first segment, we have customers with peripheral barriers or obstacles. We are creating a toolbox for them. For the third one, it's about entrepreneurship. For the fourth segment, we have people close to the market, but who are not really autonomous. It could be people supported by counselors who can really help them reach segment 5, the closest from the markets where the job seeker are fully autonomous. So when it comes to our program for the job seekers, this program is useful because we aim to have the job seeker autonomous and ready to look for a job. Now, when it comes to the corporate services, we had changes when it comes to uh, how to prospect. S- So we have the CRM software that is being used now, scrapping software as well. So we are now using this approach in our pilot offices. When it comes to the uh, system, the counselor spends a lot of time doing admin, namely for the CIVP contracts. Now, these contracts are digitalized, and the company no longer needs to make an appointment with uh, employment services. The job seeker, for the job seekers, is the same. They can all do remotely, and the contract can be signed, and everything can be done online. For this entire preparation phase, we have implemented a software, so the Tunisian Reference of Professions and Skills. This is a software that is the equivalent of the one in France, and it can match the offer and the demand. So it has been updated in 2018, and it is now in its second version. So we are currently amending the job descriptions. We have um, more than 500 um, job descriptions. And this software enables us to do a judgment so the matching can be as realistic as possible. Uh, After all of that, we entered the digital transformation phase. So the entirety of the system will be digitalized by the end of 2026. The aim of this digitalization process is to modernize the agency and develop internally other um, knowledge systems to promote collective intelligence, improve internal processes, and increase participation. So in terms of component for this digitization phase, we have the digitalization of everything around the services for the job seekers and everything around services provided to the companies. And we also have the matching software that will enable us to have scoring, to moderate criterias, reports, gap reports, analysis reports. And we can go even further with the suggestion of trainings and improvement needed to improve the employability of the job seeker. When it comes to this vision, by 2026, we want to move from 10% to 100% of job seekers who can be profiled or diagnosed. We want to move from 25 to 50% of our people with personalized support. We want to have more than 3,000 beneficiaries for our online trainings. We want to increase satisfactions with remote services from 45 to 70%. When it comes to the companies, we want to increase the number of companies using the web portal from 30 to 80%. We have more than 100,000 corporate customers. We want to cut from 42 to 30 days for supply satisfaction. So now with our system, we are between 42 days and 2 months. So we want to lower this delay and to reach a month. We also aim to move to 5 attempts to satisfy an offer. We have also created a digital academy is currently being implemented. It will be a training organization dedicated to our associates. So we have more than 1,400 employees. 60% are advisors or counsel. This academy can provide certified or skilled training. The expected result for this academy, so we want to increase the skills of agency staff, double the number of training days per agent. We want to gain in time and efficiency, and we want to develop everything around collaborative working. All of this was put in a digitalization roadmap, and this program started in 2022. Hopefully, we'll be able to finish this, to complete this program by 2026. It had been implemented by our own engineers. We have a knowledge management system, everything to process and manage electronic documentation, emails. We want to recreate our system and web portal. We have a matching system that was implemented in our data center, and we uh, have a BI system that will be implemented at the end of this program. On top of that, we have also restructured our IT system. We have acquired equipment. We upgrade the data center, and we have changed everything around infrastructure and network. All of that with a quality management system. So Anity started this program in 2022. We were able to certify 65 offices in 2022 with the ISO 9001 2015 standard. And in 2023, we maintained the certification, and in 2024, we created the QMS plan and we certified our 113 implement offices. All our offices are now certified. All of this was possible thanks to governance and the management. So we have a steering committee with the uh, managing director, the donor focal points, the project managers. We have project management units with a project manager, IT staff, and World Bank experts. We have 8 working groups, one for the employment services, one for the business services, one for the project sponsors, one for international placements. All of that supported by our communication directorate, information system, governance, and HR uh, within Anity. To give you a summary, this vision was created on foundations. So we defined the service offering, then we developed and test the tools for basic services. We then move on to a generalization. We started in 2024, and hopefully in 2026 we'll be able to generalize all these programs and the Tunisian employment services. After that, we aim to carry on and improve so we can reach 2030 with a thorough information system and a realistic vision so we can implement a continuous improvement system. That's all for me. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope I wasn't too long. Thank you very much, Mr. Abishu. It was very interesting. This 2030 vision shows that Anity had a lot of work to do. So now let's learn a bit more about the employment support services with Mrs. Gelala, and then we will talk about international employment services. Yes, you've chosen the right person because she was working with me to implement this program. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be part of this webinar. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share our expertise and our experience with Anitis. So, next slide, please. At the Anity level, supporting job seekers is a dynamic processes with several with a number of services organized into modalities and designed to help job seeker find work. Following the different changes and bearing in mind our vision for 2030, we were able to align when it comes to these changes, and we were able to develop new toolboxes after the new segmentation. So I'll give you a bit more details. My colleague presented briefly some of the aspects, but I'll give you more details regarding all these segments. This is the new segmentation. So the job seekers can join online. They no longer have to come to the offices, so they can um, subscribe, and then after the approval and after filling up the questionnaire, we have five micro segments for the job seeker. So I will present the five macro segments and I'll go back to the micro one. So the second macro segment is for job seekers who need to define their career plans. For the third one, we have the pre-validated segment, and for the micro companies, my colleague will talk about it later. Then we have job seekers who are not autonomous. And then we have the job seekers close to the job market who are autonomous. When it comes to the micro segment, for the first one, it could be for clients with peripheral obstacles. So we have identified several obstacles, several barriers for these beneficiaries. So the first one is for people with medical problems. The second one is social program. For these two micro segments, Anity has created partnerships because Anity cannot act alone. We need partners from the institution and the civic space to um, support the job seekers with their issues so they can then be fully supported by NET. For the third micro segment, we have the beneficiaries who are um, voluntary inactive. So for this category, NET has developed a toolbox to support these beneficiaries. So we have developed a questionnaire to identify the needs, the support needs based on the social and behavioral skills. We have shared the modules. We've also developed 5 modules for these people so they can uh, work on motivation, social agility, and collective intelligence. For the second micro segment, so as I was specifying it, we have people who do not have a career plan or people who want to retrain. For this toolbox, we have also developed a new toolbox that can really meet the needs, the specific needs of these beneficiaries. So for that, we have developed a questionnaire with the 6 skills. So we have 6 skills covered. So to identify a career path, the second one is about searching information on the employment market. The third one is to find and establish priority when it comes to potential jobs, then confirm the career path. And second, the fifth one, sorry, to implement the action plan. And the sixth one is to develop a network. So we have developed and created this questionnaire. And once the job seeker is compiling this questionnaire, depending on the result of the questionnaire and for each skill, the beneficiary will then be um, allocated to a support, and the tool that my colleague was mentioning, depending on the results, the beneficiary will move on to the summary or to study possibilities or to create an action plan. So during the brainstorming session, we ensure that every job seeker could have a specified tailor-made support provided depending on their needs. Before the vision, we were offering packages of services, and we had this step by step. But now, thanks to the vision and the changes, every job seeker will have a tailor-made action plan specific to their needs. The fourth macro segment is for beneficiaries close to the job market but not autonomous. So in our services, we have developed 13 modules for soft skills. We've also developed a new TRE unit. We really want to meet people's specific needs. We've also developed a toolbox to be able to address every individual within NET. Now, for special population within NET, we have a list of population requiring specific support. So people living with disability, returnees, people who used to be in prison, long-term unemployed people. So to support people with disability, we have developed a specific questionnaire to identify their needs depending on the degree of disability. So we can really provide a support meeting their need, and we've also adapted not all the modules, but quite a few number of modules, soft skill modules, so they can make the most of it. When it comes to supporting returnees, so the module is still under construction, and we are also developing social and professional assessment tools, such as skill assessment. To support ex-prisoners, we have developed a support program for ordinary prison in prisons, and Anity is currently working on a different project. Anity is supporting a radicalized prisoner, intra and extramural, and we have developed some of the tools that were already in use, and we have adapted some of them for this specific population group. Thank you very much, Mrs. Gelala. Unfortunately, we only have 1 hour for this webinar, so we have 20 minutes left and 3 other speakers. So I'll give the floor to Mr. Benabda, who will tell us a bit more, but just in 5 minutes, we'll tell a bit more about business services in Tunisia, and we'll give the floor to the other speakers. Thank you very much. Thank you, dear colleague. Thank you to the managing director and the deputy director. So this webinar is a great opportunity for us to really have an exchange with our peers, with the other countries, and share good practices when it comes to employment services. My presentation is about the service offered to companies. And they are tailor-made solutions to improve the recruitment process. So the services offered to companies represent a strategic pillar of tailor-made solution to improve the recruitment process. And these services are provided by Anity through its business programs and service department, which is developing various tools and programs for the benefits of businesses. Among the main actions, we have the creation of an employer space, prospecting activities, and the implementation of active employment programs with complementary training and adaptation. So Anity and the Minister are implementing in the now, first of all, we have the area dedicated to the employer. So we have a free online tool enabling the employers to create a personal space and to benefit from specific resources and functionalities to create and post job offers, to have a follow-up, and to look for specific skills they might need. They can also check the profile of the candidates and recruit candidates who have applied. And they can also check the network of Anity, and they can be informed regarding our programs and our adaptation tools. So next slide. Second thing, for the services, we have a management of job offers, and the management of the job offers is, of course, a central pillar of Anity's mission and is a strategic objective in line with the Anity 2030 vision, and one of the main thrusts of which is to strengthen the partnership with businesses. Within this framework, as Mrs. Abisho was saying, we have created a new job offer management processes. It's a simple tool, clear, coherent. It comprises 6 stages from defining the offer to monitoring customer satisfaction. So the aim of this process is to ensure an optimal, effective, and efficient response to the recruitment needs expressed by the companies. In order to guarantee an adaptive approach based on all the specificities, and it has adopted an innovative approach based on levels of intensity. So we have 3 levels: basic level, intermediate level, and advanced level. This approach is now being experimented in a pilot phase, and it will enable a targeted mobilization of the advisor's efforts and to optimize the resources of the employment services. So we want to provide a tailor-made support, uh, taking into account the level of complexity and the requirements for every job offers. Now, when it comes to managing job offers, Anity is Anity guarantees universal services for all employers, such as registering job offers on the business application. Yes, that's the right slide. Um, so registering job offers on the business application after contacting the employer and defining the employer's needs on the basis of the Tunisian Skills and Profession Repository, so RTMC. We have help with writing job offers, posting job vacancies on the network, and all of this will be strengthened with the matching that can enable an automatic selection of candidates. Anity, when it comes to managing job offers, it can guarantee strengthen services, enhance support services, aimed primarily at employers experiencing recruitment difficulties with short staff occupations, small and medium-sized businesses without HR departments, very small businesses, as well as companies offering job prospects that could be filled by job seekers. So these services include planning and running information. I'm really sorry to interrupt you, but you have 2 minutes left. We need to ensure your colleagues have time to speak. Okay, we can move on to prospecting, the third axis. So prospecting, the main lever for improving Anity's market share. So Anity provides companies with qualified employment advisors who are responsible for a number of key canvassing tasks, including informing companies and raising their awareness of the services offered by Anity, identifying recruitment and skills requirements, collecting and processing job offers, promoting the profiles of available candidates in line with the company's expectation. We have a new tool for job seekers to improve employability and develop the skills of the job seekers. And of course, um, transforming prospects into clients. So this is the priority. We really want to professionalize and to scale up our advisors. So Anity, in order to carry out its mission more effectively, Anity has a segmentation approach in order to reach the objective. So with segmentation, we want to improve the service offering. We want to build customer loyalty. We want to expand the customer base. And of course, we want to ensure the management of the entire process is improved. So to adapt offers, service offering anticipates technical and logistical needs. So the main objective, the final objective is to increase the number of job offers we can collect. I have to go fast. Next slide. We have the management of EAPs. So these are programs for job seekers and companies with benefits that can be provided to the job seekers who can sign contracts with companies. They can get fundings, and overall, these programs are aiming to enable access to employment for the job seekers. Now, what will we do to be in line with the strategic orientations? So, the first thing, next slide, please, will be um, the renovation. So, what will we do? We will generalize the renovation of the management of requests. So, this management is in a pilot phase. So, we will implement full digitization of the job ads, and we will generalize the digitalization of the program management. We want to develop the canvas and access to establish a lasting relationship with our companies in order to better support them in their recruitment needs. Of course, this involves strengthening digital tools such as my colleague was mentioning before, the CRM, the use of scrapping, which will enable more targeted and proactive identification of opportunities for collaboration and positioning the company as a leading public operator in the Tunisian employment market. And the last thing, we will ensure that the dominant business activity for the advisor for placement and insertion will enable them to be closer and more available uh, to these companies. That's all for me. Thank you very much for your attention. All good? I did not take, I hope I didn't take too long. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we really don't have a lot of time for our two last speakers. I apologize, Mrs. Tabet and Mrs. Beltaif. Mrs. Tabet, you attended the regional conference on entrepreneurship that took place in Tunis last year, so opportunities, you had opportunities, but maybe in a few words, you can say that you can tell us a bit more in a few words, and then we'll have Mrs. Beltaev at the end. For all, do not hesitate to contact the NET if you have any other questions, because we really realize that there is a lot of things to be said, but an hour is not enough. Mrs. Tabet, are you here? Yes, sadly, 1 hour is not a lot. I've been told to speak for 10 minutes, and I thought it was really not a lot, but now in 2 minutes, I really try to say the most important. But first of all, I wanted to tell you that I'm very pleased to attend this webinar. I'm very pleased to tell you a bit more about the services for independent employment. So for our colleagues, I'm sorry, I won't have time to really explain things well, but could I have the presentation? No? Before. So in NET, we can adapt. This is our strength, so I'll try to adapt. As I was saying, NET um, was always aware of the importance of support in its entrepreneurial journey. So for that, NET created trainings that are adapted to the the different phases of the project. So my presentation is called the Entrepreneur's Journey and the Entity Support Services. So we talk about a support pre and post creation for the entrepreneurs, and I'll tell you a bit more about this status. That is the self-employment status, which is new for us. So next slide. So you have the process flow charts for the support office. So you will see that we are contacting potential and um, self-employed people. So we work on inspiration, thanks to training. We work on ideation, on the organization of the entrepreneurial process, the development of business plans. We have trainings um, about finding finances and setting up. So we are supporting self-employed people with this type of services. And I really would like to thank my colleagues, the advisors, for their efforts, who are in charge of interviews to really try to support these people when it comes to these trainings. So my colleagues are really doing their best. After that, we have the post-creation support to ensure the sustainability of the company. So we have complementary trainings, technical trainings, support using grants, and the personalized support. So we have experts who are developing with the PME to really improve this service so that the self-employed person can have a personalized support with experts. Now, last slide. What's new within NET? So this self-employment self-employment, this is what is new. So we have the specificities of self-employment, as you probably know that. For all the PS, we talk about informal and formal work. So we will try to see how we can integrate informal workers to the formal sector to reduce bureaucracy using a platform. So the platform is www.autoentrepreneurs.tn. It's a simplified scheme for Tunisian carrying on an individual business in the industrial, craft, commercial service sector with a turnover that is decided. So the duration is 4 years plus 3 additional years with social security cover and differentiated tax regime because they have a single contribution every quarter with an exoneration in the first year because these self-employed people won't have to contribute at the time. They will be provided with support and assistance from the NET. Sadly, I haven't been able to talk about all the different services we provide, but I have to give the floor to my colleague who will have a few words about the international aspect of things. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mrs. Tabet. I give the floor to Mrs. Beltaif for international mobility. Can you can you all hear me? Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much. I hope you've kept the best uh, last, but sadly, I won't have much time. So, just to summarize, I'm very pleased to be with you in this webinar. And I want to summarize my presentation by saying that Anity for Anity, we had several stakeholders when it comes to international placement, but we are the public operator, the number one and official job agency. We are under the supervision of the Ministry of Vocational Training and Employment. We have been working for over 50 years in international placements because we are targeting several countries, Canada, France, Germany, and um Arabic countries. We have a few things about our network now. So Anity has a central team dedicated to international placements with someone specific for every geographic area. We have people in the 24th district of the countries and people in charge of international offers. We also have a website. So www.anity.international.tn and we have our international website. When it comes to the network is up to date and job seekers and employer can make the most of our services. They can access information and for employers, they can also post job ads on our website. This website aims to promote IT services abroad, to improve the international, to provide a space dedicated to the employers to submit their job offers. It aims to provide a space dedicated to the candidates to submit their application. We have services of advice, consulting and information services. We have posting of the job offers, and we have a service dedicated to suitable applicants so we can provide them with admin services in order to um, help them with their mobility. We also want to meet the demand in terms of workforce in Tunisia. We have a network of partners we are collecting job offers with. So we are doing the collections with these partners, so with the embassies, with other uh, employment services in in other countries. I'm sorry, I don't have much time, so I can't really give you details on the main services, but I hope you can still hear me. Yes, of course. So when it comes to our services, Anity has a wide range of services for the employers with position analysis, recruitment days on site or online. The candidate can also be invited to take part of these recruitment processes. And before this day of recruitment, we have a pre-selection, a pre-screening of these candidates. So based on their CVs, and we send them to the employer so they can choose the most relevant candidates for the position. And it is also using advisors to pre-select candidates. There is a pre-established recruitment processes, and at the end there are interviews, section interviews. Once the candidate is selected, we are supporting them. We've mentioned that we support them with everything around admin, additional training. If the employers decides the candidates needs an additional training, we prepare departure with individual or team support. We help them with anything around passports and any admin things. So all our services are free. The candidates are informed in the host countries. So the candidate has to be aware of the living conditions in the host country. We also support returnees or returning immigrants who did not manage to find a good job in the country they were living in. So we can welcome them and keep them informed on the new work opportunities they could see in the international office or in the local office. They can participate, they can join our website, or we can direct them towards the creation of a personal project, if the candidate wants to be self-employed. So it was a summary of our international services. If you need any details, we can send you this presentation after the webinar. Thank you very much for your attention. I really hope I was brief enough. Thank you very much. No, thank you. We received a lot of questions in the chat. Unfortunately, we won't have time to answer these questions live. But what we will do as usual, we will send you the list of questions, and so we will send your questions to Anity and we'll send you back the answers and the presentation. They'll be available. Thank you very much for the entire team of Anity for their great presentation. You have a packed agenda and a lot of things going on, but we can really see your passion and all your hard work. So, congratulations to you, and thank you very much for your presentation. I'll ensure that we can see you all on screen now. And before leaving, I just wanted to say that we carry on our webinars. Next month, we will have the one from the Philippines, and we will have a presentation for youth employment on the 3rd of June with our partners, the European Training Foundation. So please do not hesitate to join these webinars with WAPES. A big thank you to Anity. Thanks again. I think you are all here on my screen. So we can't see Mrs. Beltaib. Thank you, Amandine. Just a last word, if I may. Well, thank you very much, dear colleagues. Thank you for this packed agenda. And it is, I think, and it itself could be an entire webinar. It would have been great to get the feedback from colleagues. We wanted to have a discussion about how to approach the youth, how to include them further, but it will be the topic of another webinar. But we are still here. If you have any question, we can answer your question. We have dedicated experts. And as I was saying in my introduction, sharing experience and matching between the different PES would enable us to create innovating solutions to really support our beneficiaries Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to the participants. Thank you to the interpreters. Thank you to all of you and see you very soon. Thank you.